Here is part one of Ode to Joy. This is the first line of the song. You'll notice that I've made it in color. I've written the letter names down. This is just to assist those of you guys who are struggling to learn the song. Usually if you've heard it before, it's easy, and if you've never heard it before, it's really hard. So if this is a new tune for you, please don't be so hard on yourself. Some people have heard it before and they have a leg up on you. So what you should do is write the letter names under your score for every note if you need it. If you don't need it and you can read the note names from your own mind just fine, then don't write them. If you're somewhere in the middle, maybe write what you need to know. For example, the starting note would be really good, and then where the highest note is, G, and then where the lowest note, C, and where you end would be really good markers to make sure you didn't fall off the train and you're in the right place. Now, this song goes in stepwise motion for the first line. So that means that every letter is going to its very next neighbor. So E is going to F, F is going to G, F is not going up to A. It's not skipping any letters. So it's all alphabetical, either forwards or backwards by one. And that does help because we can follow what we've learned in our scale to help us navigate our instrument. So we're going to start on our open E string. And we're going to use our C string as well in this piece, but nothing on the A string right now. Okay, so just the middle two, E is the lower and C is the upper as you're looking at it. Okay, we have E first, and you're going to say the letter names as you play. E, E, F, G, G, F, E, D, C, C, D, E, E, D, D. Notice I had to look down and make sure my finger found where it was going, because at one point I definitely didn't hit the string, I hit in between strings. That does happen sometimes. So you should be working on just your first part of a scale, C, D, E, F, and G. That's it. Make sure that you're using the correct finger on the correct fret. So your first finger is always in your first fret, second finger on your second fret, third finger on your third fret. When I'm holding my ukulele, my fingers should go with the frets. They're perfectly lined up so that if I extend my fingers and set them down, they're inside the frets. If you have a curve to your fingers, you're going to have a lot of a harder time because when you extend your finger, you'll actually jump from the first fret to the second fret because you're at an angle. So please make sure that your fingers are aligned as mine are. That may mean adjusting the neck of your ukulele a little higher to allow your wrist to be in a comfortable position. Make sure your thumb is on the back like so, just anchoring that point. It is really helpful to have a strap. So if you have a strap that you can put on, like I have a strap on right now, it does secure the ukulele so it doesn't fall. And that does help preventing the bad habit of holding ukulele with this part of your hand. The first line of the song and the third line are all the same. So we're going to play it again. E, E, F, G, G, F, E, D, C, C, D, E, E, D, D. And you can play it slower if you want to, that's okay. And now we're going to go to the second line, so I'm going to adjust my notes. All right, here is the second line of the song. You'll notice that I really only changed the last three notes right here. So I marked them as the new section. Everything else is exactly the same. So we just need to end slightly different. Now the first ending on the first line, it sounds like you're not done with your statement. For example, if you were having a sentence with a comma in the middle and you just kind of stopped to take a breath, drink some water, we all kind of know that you're not quite done saying something because your voice and your inflection kind of went up and we're waiting for it to go back down. So this is the one that goes downwards. This is the period statement. The first line has a comma at the end and the second line has period. If that helps you remember which one's which, I hope. So it starts the same. We have E again. E, E, F, G, G, F, E, D, C, C, D, E, D, C, C. Now you might have noticed that over here at the end where I have DED, dead, I actually left my finger down from the D. So if I put my second finger on C string, I get D right there. And I start right here on this D. I end up with D, E, because the E is a different string. And then I can come right back to D without lifting anything. D, E, D. So it's a little less work of up and down with the fret fingers. Sometimes you get lucky with something like that, and it's nice to notice it so that you don't have to scramble to find the note again. Let's play it one more time. E, E, F, G, G, F, E, D, C, C, D, E, D, C, C. And you feel how it goes downward and it sounds like you've finished your thought. All right, the third line is the one that's different. So I'm gonna rewrite the whole board to have a third line. All right, here is the really weird third line. It is completely different than the first, second, and fourth line, so you really do need to study this one. It also is no longer steps, so you have quite a few skips happening. So if we identify where those skips are, we can prepare for them and practice that little tiny piece of the puzzle before putting it all together. So D to E is one step because you're going one letter name in the alphabet, but E to C, that is a skip right here. C to D, that's a step, but D to F is a skip. F to E is a step, E to C, skip. When I'm saying skip, I'm saying I'm skipping a letter. So for example, E going down to C, I'm skipping the letter D. D is not there. So we no longer are playing in a scale up or down, we are jumping around. C to D is a step, D to F is a skip, F to E is a step, E to D is a step, D to C is a step, C up to D is a step, and D to G is actually what we call a leap because you're skipping over more than one note. And D to G skips 2 notes, so it is a leap. All right, so let's pick this thing apart. We start on D, so we're gonna be on our C string and our second finger D. We got 2 of those. D, D, open E, open C. Open E, open C. D, D, E, C. That is our first measure, the first measure being from the beginning to this line right here. Okay, do that again. D, D, E, C. Next one is different, next measure. Starts the same, D, but now we go up to F. So we're gonna play our F on our first finger of our E string. Back to open E and to low C. Open E, open C. So that's D, F, E, C. So this hand, your right hand, has actually done your C string, your E string, your E string, your C string. Sometimes it's good to notice what pattern each hand is doing instead of focusing on just one because they have their own jobs to do. So this is playing the C string, the E string, the E string, the C string, but it changes here. We put our finger in, we get D, we get F, we open E, open C. Third measure, starting right here. D, F, E, D. So we did D, F a second ago. Let's do it again. D, F, back to E, and this time we're going to D because it's like a comma again. It's not finishing the sentence yet. We're going to finish way over here. We're not quite done. We have one more little phrase to go. So the third measure right here, D, F, E, D, that leads us to open C, then D, and then high G, third finger G. Okay? So if you look at the second half of this from here to the end, it makes a lot more sense than just this one section because that doesn't really end the sentence. So from here to the end. D, F, E, D, C, D, G. All right, from the beginning, 2 Ds in a row at the beginning there. D, D, E, C, D, F, E, C, D, F, E, D, you go. Practice that. That is the hardest one, but break it down into chunks. Do the first measure a few times, then do just the second measure a few times. Then put them together into one larger half. Do this third measure a few times, do the fourth measure a few times, put them together as a second half. Then do the whole thing all at once. If you can't sing it, you're not going to play it. So practice just singing it. D, D, E, C, D, F, E, C, D, F, E, D, C, D, G. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you've got to be able to hear it in your head. You got to be able to say the letters. If you say the letters, then your finger will get better instruction impulses from your brain of what it's supposed to be doing. And we need to connect which fret is which letter in your brain and make that really solid so that you don't have to struggle to find it. It should become automatic by doing this process. All right, the fourth line is exactly the same as the second one. It's the period one that goes downward. So go back and practice what I did for the second line as the fourth line and then put it all together. I'll show you what the whole song sounds like. All right, here we go with number 27, Ode to Joy, the whole thing. Starting on our E string. E, E, F, G, G, F, E, D, C, C, D, E, E, D, D, E, E, F, G, G, F, E, D, C, C, D, E, D, C, C, D, D, E, C, D, F, E, C, D, F, E, D, C, D, G, E, E, F, G, G, F, E, D, C, C, D, E, D, C, C. All right, I'm going to do one more take. Here is Ode to Joy, the entire song, so number 27. All right, starts on an E. E, E, F, G, G, F, E, D, C, C, D, E, E, D, D, E, E, F, G, G, F, E, D, C, C, D, E, D, C, C, D, D, E, C, D, F, E, C, D, F, E, D, C, D, G, E, E, F, G, G, F, E, D, C, C, D, E, D, C, C. All right, keep practicing, guys.